Yalla, okay, let's do this. We're not doing anything personal. Let's do the questions, baby. You're gonna post all of this, aren't you? It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna fucking share it with everybody.
Alright, let's see.
This is gonna be my demise, people. Alright.
What do you like most about Palestine?
Well, it probably changed throughout time, but what do I like more about Palestine, or the most? It's probably the way people tend to trust each other in a weird way. We like each other. Even though we might fight with each other, but we still... Like, you can say Salam Alaikum to anybody in the street and you know they will respond.
True. Yeah.
People offer their friends, sometimes strangers they just met, free things to just share and eat, a good conversation.
Yeah.
I would say yes, a good conversation between people. Their closeness together.
Cool. You wish you could travel to America, yeah?
Yeah. For the longest time, I really wanted to travel to the U.S. To live in Alabama specifically, as I said before. They have good food, in my
Funny.
but I guess things have changed since Trump took office, because it seems kind of excessive now for an Arab to do that.
Yeah.
But I still would love to go to the U.S. Yeah.
Do you like school? Do you enjoy your school? Going to school, the things you learn?
Well, it depends. We call it, the thing you call schools, we call university here.
Yeah. Sorry, university. We call it college.
Yeah,
as
so
well, yeah.
yes, I do enjoy it. I mean, it's kind of different because in the US, most of you like the word choice, right? You get to choose what to study most of the time, even if your family's not okay with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Unless you're Asian, then you have to be a doctor. But still, that's a stereotype. That's a stereotype. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, here it's not about choice. It's about what your family likes.
Wow.
If your family wants you to be a doctor, they would pay a shit ton of money.
Wow.
See, like you can become a doctor if you pay extra money here.
Yeah.
Like double the amount.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can become a doctor, engineer. So this is basically in Palestine. You have 4 of them. I think if you're good at science, you become a doctor. If you're good at math, you become an engineer. If you're good at lying, you become a lawyer.
Wow.
And if you're good at nothing, everything else.
Yeah. Wow.
That's my family's way of saying it.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's good to know you have the support of the family.
Do you find some things that you learn in university to be useless?
This might have some controversy to it, but yes, I think some things that I learned in university are controversial, maybe useless.
Do they tell you to memorize a bunch of random information
Yes,
that you're
yes.
like, what the hell?
For example, religion classes.
Yeah.
Because in the end, if I'm not specifically majored in that specific class,
Yeah.
giving me all this information to memorize and then have to point the points in the exam is just not fair enough.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that's not related to my own study, but yeah, that's one of them. Continue, please. Why don't you want me to see this? Do you have any questions about my personal hygiene?
Do you feel like you can become anything in the world you want to become?
How do I answer this without hurting people's feelings? I am not a 5-year-old. Is it focused? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a 5-year-old. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not a 5-year-old. I don't believe in that you can become anything you want in the world. You have a dream. You try to achieve your dream. In the end, you might get 50% of that dream. And that sometimes is good enough because you can't get 100% of the same thing you wanted unless you have the resources to reach it. And I guess my dreams are kind of limited to my age.
Yeah.
You know, because I want things to happen to me when I'm 26, for example. But if they don't, I'm not going to give up on them. But I get your point. It's not easy to achieve your dreams 100%. Continue, please. يلا سليمان. سليمان. هيا بنا تفضل. God, you're laughing. Come on.
Do you find peace in silence?
Wait a second. Isn't that a song? There's a song about this. Okay, you want me to give straight answers? I would say yes. Silence is beautiful, but also scary at the same time. See, I'm giving you fair answers. Let me translate things. It is. Silence is beautiful but scary because...
Why is it scary?
If you choose silence, if you go to a room and close the door, you're choosing silence, right? So you love it. It's a beautiful thing. It makes you think. But it's scary because sometimes you get stuck with your own thoughts. and sometimes your thoughts are worse than a lot of people because they just like they shit on you. But yeah, so I think if you choose silence, it's a good thing. If you don't choose that, like people cutting you off and nobody talking to you, or you can't go out because you have no friends, then it's probably a different thing. Does that make sense? ممكن?
What are the biggest evils you face within yourself?
I guess disappointment.
Disappointments, yeah?
I don't want to be a disappointment to myself.
Got you.
Or my family, but I still do it anyway. Power to the people. Continue, please.
Do you feel like sometimes you hide yourself away from certain...
You're enjoying this. Or maybe enjoying my over positivity. Why do I have it now? Okay, your question again, please.
Yeah, do you feel like you hide,
Your personality?
you dodge certain things so that can of worms doesn't open up?
Yeah. I guess to a certain extent we all do. But if you're asking me, I would say yes, definitely. There's specific topics that I don't want to talk about. There's specific things that I don't do because I know in the end they'll make me overthink things and just freaking go mad. Am I crazy? Perhaps. Continue, please. So anybody who doesn't know, this is my YouTube channel. This is my boy Suleiman right here. He's new to this. تفضل. You're gonna cut a lot of things off. Anyway, Suleiman, تفضل.
Why do you think the conflict has not been resolved yet, Israel-Palestine?
That's a big question. Because I think the way most Israelis want the conflict to be solved is by having a two-state solution.
They want that, really?
No. The politicians. I said most Israelis. Most politicians want a two-state solution because a two-state solution would mean it's not necessarily what it says it is. A two-state solution would have simply that Palestine would be recognized as a small piece of land as it is the West Bank and Gaza, and that's it. But Palestine is much bigger than that.
Yeah.
So in the end, if you have a two-state solution, you're cutting Palestine short. But it's not resolved because of religious issues mostly. Because Israel still thinks that they still own Jerusalem and the land under the Aqsa Mosque. And at one point they want to take the Aqsa down and build what they call the Haykal. I don't know what that is in English, but Al-Haykal is basically their temple.
Wow.
So in the end,
that's going to happen.
Exactly. They keep saying this. They're doing research under it, and in the end, they're going to take it down.
Yeah.
We feel it. We feel it coming. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Wow. That's going to be huge.
Exactly. And they have the power to stop it.
Huge uprising.
Exactly. And the thing is, they have the power to close the area around it anytime they want, so nobody can protect it. Exactly. Yeah. So that's one of the biggest reasons.
Wow, that's insane.
It is. It is one of the biggest reasons.
How soon do you think this will happen? It'll happen within the next 10 years, for sure, right?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
They're basically now experimenting, doing small things here and there, but I think they just want to do one big thing, and then just, even if people go crazy, you have no power over this.
They're going to prepare it, though. They're going to make sure people are in position, and then they can do it.
Exactly.
And bam, it's going to... They even have the narrative set up. I bet you they know... They're going to create some catalyst, which is going to, so they can say the Palestinians are attacking the Jews, and they're going to create the narrative and everything. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
It's hard to play that card, but it's very understandable that they want this also to make Palestinians look bad.
My biggest issue with the Palestinians is that they're so defensive and they're never proactively aggressive. If you're going to counter the occupation or the oppression, you need to be proactive and have fucking offensive battle stratagem.
Do we have guns? No.
Some of these people do have guns. Hamas has guns. Fatah has guns. But lots of the kids over there got guns. They got guns here and here.
Fair enough. I understand you. But how do I explain this? Okay, Hamas has guns. The thing is, Palestine is not a unit. It should be a unit.
It's fine. Not. It can become a unit, though. It should be able to become a unit.
That's the thing. Israel, and I hate saying the name, it is a unit. In the end, they all have a specific goal. I mean, not all of not. I would say that
there needs to be an imam, a big guy with fucking imam.
Somebody's in control. I mean, we need somebody to set boundaries and tell us what to do. But
we need somebody who's just got common sense, man. who says these divisions here and there are pointless. We all know who the common enemy is. We all know what the common struggle is about.
I know.
Take it to the root. The root is a single factor. You know, the
also,
root
I'm against
from which sprouts the sextism and, you know, sects, S-E-C-T-S.
sext.
Yeah, like Sunni, Shia.
Yes.
But the root is Islam, the principles, and same thing. You have lots of refugees, you got Fatah, Hamas, but the root is essentially the same, man.
That's the thing. You keep saying the root is Islam.
No, the root here is it's against an oppressor.
Yes, that should be like this. But my grandma, which is a woman I love and respect, said that she would be more than okay with me marrying a Jew than actually marrying a Shiite.
Wow, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I get it. We believe in things. It's I don't know. Like, these personal things would change with time, but it's not easy. Listen, because Palestinians, we might have guns here and there, but in the end, we're not trained. They have an army.
Yeah,
They have supplies. They have funding from the
trained,
US, and they have enough weapons to wipe us the fuck out of the land. But they don't do it because they don't want us to look bad.
They don't want us to what?
They don't want to look that bad. I mean, they already look bad, but they don't want to say like, "Oh, we wiped this village because we have guns and we're powerful." Then they still want to play the anti-Samai card.
It's not even that though. There would be huge repercussions across the world if they did do that.
Shit.
And at a certain extent, to create those repercussions, you need to have sacrifice.
Exactly. But who?
The people who are the most hopeless. You see, that's the thing. You're going to school, you're good. It's the people who are hopeless. But part of the genius of this occupation is people are making some money around here. I see fucking BMWs left and right in Rafidia.
Yeah.
You know, I see Mercedes here and there. I see Porsche Carreras. I see Porsche X5s, BMW X5s. I mean, bro, you know, this isn't no fucking occupation as I imagined growing up, hearing it on the news.
It is, but not in. It used to be. Okay.
It's in spots.
It is. I get your point, but now it's much better than before. I lived during the Intifada. Listen to me. In Nablus, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, my parents still forced me to go to school, which is stupid because nobody goes to school. You would get shot. You would have, what do you call it, ban. Like, you can't go out. And sometimes if we don't stock up on food, we would starve, man. Sometimes the ban goes for a week.
Wow.
So we have to share our water and our food with our neighbors who live in the same building.
And at that point, you're in no position to fight because you're lacking in resources and energy,
and age,
well-being.
and resources. Exactly. Once they starve you, like if you don't have guns, what are you going to do? Some kids will throw rocks at them, but it's easy to shoot a kid who's tired.
Yeah.
And after you see a couple of the people in your neighborhood getting shot, at least 10 of them.
Yeah.
It's not you who wouldn't do anything. The parents would just hoard their kids. I don't want to send my child to die if they don't have any chance at least to fight.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, you know. Like it's not easy.
Yeah. So what's the solution? Have you ever?
Of course.
With any ideas?
Coming up with ideas is hard. I'm just thinking about it. A solution.
Is it a lost cause? Everyone is so dispersed. Fatah here, Hamas there, corruption here, treason there. It's a hopeless cause at this point. Give the land to Israel, let it just kind of ride out into the sunset, let it be what it be. You just want to find a way to get the fuck out of here so you can make some goddamn money.
Well, you know what? I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
Because if you say this to a lot of people, they'll be like, no, I love this place. I love this place, but I would love to make more money. I would love to live a life where I don't have to worry about the occupation every goddamn minute.
Yeah.
If I want to be able to leave my house around 3 a.m.
Yeah.
To go to some kind of super mall or something just to buy shit without worrying about Israelis being around the corner, you know? But, so we have a joke here about this, basically. A simple joke saying that an Israeli and a Hamas person, so one Israeli, one Hamasi, and one Fatih go to a coffee shop, and basically the bartender comes to them and says things. Basically, what do you guys want? The Hamasi says, I want Palestine to be under Hamas. And the Fatih guy says, I want Palestine to be under Fatih. And the bartender says, like, we can't achieve both of these unless you guys are going to have to fight, right? And so the bartender goes to the Israeli guy and says, what do you want? And he says, you know what, I don't want anything, just hurry up with the guy's orders. So it's like
Yeah.
basically you guys fight, do your shit,
Get it
ruin
on.
your own thing, and then
Yeah.
we'll take over when you're weak.
Yeah.
Also, we had issues, and you know what? It's not necessarily a big thing, but we had issues with people. We call them mustaribin,
Mm.
so they pretend to be Arabs. Around kids who would go throw rocks around Hawara, for example, these are Israelis, and these motherfuckers would pretend to be your friends. When you throw, like, they throw a couple of rocks with you, they would bond with you. Then when they get some information that you might know more than what you seem, they would just throw it at you, surrender you to the army.
Yeah.
We saw a couple of videos online, and now everybody's fucking terrified. You can't trust anybody. They
Yeah.
look like us. They act like us. They speak Arabic better than us.
Wow. Yeah.
So, like I said, Palestine, I didn't say this, but the story of Palestine is not as easy because there's a lot of people with the cause.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of people who just want to get paid.
You want to get what?
Paid. They want to get money.
Paid. Yeah.
It's easy to buy motherfuckers with money.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting too deep into this.
The authenticity of the Palestinian cause is, yeah, it's been corrupted and churned over. Yeah, for sure. And Israel has the money to make that shit happen.
Exactly. They have money. They have power.
Yeah.
And the thing is, most of these people, they don't necessarily do it by choice.
So it's a lost cause. Within the homeland, it's a lost cause for sure.
Yeah, the thing is, like I said, most of these people don't do this by choice.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Israelis hold things against you,
Yeah.
and it happens. Believe me, they might hold a specific video against you, or they might trick you into having some kind of to be in a position, for example. And then they take a picture of you, and they would tell you, if you boast this, you might not worry. Like, you don't worry about us. If we boast this, your family will kill you, and your family will. See, when we say your family will kill you here, we actually fucking mean it. But yeah, that's one of the things. Even concepts. We're talking about the Israelis now, but if we talk about love, for example, I wouldn't say names, but yeah, I had a relative, let's say, who was in love with somebody. Who was a girl loving a guy, and then she invited him to her house. And she still lives with the family. Around 6 a.m. and her father found out. And he went, followed the guy, beat the shit out of him, then went back and shaved the girl's head. Just to show her why would you do this? This is disrespectful, kind of. So the story didn't actually add anything to the main subject we're talking about, but you know what I mean? It's very strict in Palestine. There's specific things you just don't fucking do.
Yeah.
And you can say things sometimes, you might get in trouble for it, but other than that, there's just things you don't say, you don't do. It's disrespectful. Disrespect affects the family's reputation, and thus, family. If any time the family gets to choose between reputation and you,
It's reputation, yeah.
every fucking time. Yalla, more questions, please.
All right.
This is Suleiman, by the way. He came from America.
Yes.
هو فلسطيني كح. Oh my god, I'm gonna hit it, man.
You need water?
What's that? H2O. Do you guys have water in America? We don't have this in Palestine. We're not as privileged.
Do you believe in violent or non-violent resistance?
Do you want the pussy answer or the right answer?
Both. Give me the pussy answer first.
Shit. All right. So now, the current president of Palestine is Abu Mazen, right?
Yeah.
Mahmoud Abbas.
Suleiman Abdul.
Abu Mazen, Mahmoud Abbas.
Yeah.
Look at them Red Sox, though.
Soccer socks.
This is the thing. At least red is the only color I can see correctly. Let me continue. So you had Mahmoud Abbas, right? And the previous president was who? Abu Ammar, right?
Yasser Arafat?
Yasser Arafat. That's the one before. Now Yasser Arafat was an army man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was an army man. He does these things by the weapon. And
No fear.
Exactly. I think it's because he was an army man and then became president.
He's a commander.
Exactly. He knows how to convince people with the cause.
Wow.
With good speeches, with the speech about the
He was a nationalist.
exactly, with the speeches about the olive branch and the gun. Like, if you don't want this, we will give you this.
Wow.
So he knew how to win people over, and we have a lot of conspiracies about this. Like the way he died, we say they poisoned him.
True.
Because somehow he was healthy and then out of a sudden a disease and then he died. They didn't say anything. They didn't.
Was that at a time where he was really, doing
Yes.
some stuff against the grain?
Yes, exactly.
Really?
Because he signed a couple of treaties here and there, obviously, because he wanted the safety of his people. But after a while, realizing these treaties didn't do shit, and he wanted to do something different. Somehow he died. Assassination, maybe.
Yeah, someone near him poisoned him.
So we don't talk about it that much, apparently, because it's a sensitive subject. Everything is sensitive in Palestine.
Why is it sensitive? What do you mean sensitive? Sensitive in what regard?
Because how do you say that your president got assassinated and you don't know who did it?
Yeah.
It's sensitive and disrespectful to the people and maybe shameful.
So we just want to...
Like in America, if Trump...
We don't want to know the truth, and we don't want to critically discuss this out of...
Yeah, it's so strange, because in the end...
shame and fear.
People talk about it, but they don't talk about the specifics. They talk, like they say, oh, he was maybe assassinated. Okay, by whom? Who did it? How did they do it? We don't talk about it. So he was an army man. People loved it anyway.
Because there's fear. If somebody says a name, and then that guy who's in a position of power will come and fuck you up. Yeah.
But he said like violence or non-violence. So Ammar used the violence way, and people kind of appreciated this. But the thing is, we lost a lot of people. Because we have the Palestinians have the spirit, but they don't have the resources.
Yeah.
And the spirit without resources is nothing, believe me. Like, well, what, are you going to throw a rock? And I get it.
What about the Battle of Badr? It was like 500 versus 10,000.
It was different because as the way we were taught, the Battle of Badr was basically a religious battle. So, Malaika, angels helped Muslims that day.
Gotcha.
We need some angels with some kind of rifle and shit.
Some divine intelligence.
We need somebody to help us, man. I'm just saying, it's not necessarily that realistic. But also now we have Mahmoud Abbas, which is a new president, and he is not an army man. He's not. He says he's a peaceful man. That's why a lot of the people here criticize him a lot. He's careful. People don't like that. You can't change people's minds from let's fucking fight and kill somebody to defend our land. From that all the hype to let's sign some treaties and stay quiet. The thing, in his mind, he's just doing it for the people. He doesn't want more casualties. But we know, man, it's just so strange, because in the end, we get in trouble for just talking.
Nothing is improving for the Palestinian people
exactly.
at all.
It's just getting worse and worse. They're taking more land. They're attacking more people.
At least with the fighting cause, there's hope.
Exactly.
There's something to aspire towards.
Yeah, man.
With this, we don't want more casualties as Israel continues to swallow more land.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, in Palestine, insulting the president is actually a crime.
A crime.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't talk shit about the president in Palestine. In the US, you can. I've seen you guys do everything about Trump. But this is the thing, it's just different. Okay, like I said, you can take the video.
And it's so funny because the US is so powerful, and you can say whatever the fuck you want because you're not going to overthrow these institutions.
Exactly.
There's checks and balances. But
yes, these people are put there for a reason.
Institutional. Here, don't criticize why, because it's so fucking nimble.
Exactly.
It's a fragile institution.
So yeah, what I'm saying is you shouldn't be afraid to say things, because in the end we're not changing. We're not saying anything specifically dangerous.
What Tupac said? He said, get 50 niggas, arm them with rifles, and they can accomplish whatever the fuck they want. 50 thorough-ass breaded fighters. People who are disciplined, strong, have courage, and have a common cause. 50 of them with some rifles.
Yeah,
that's what I think too, man. Get 1,000 of these Hamas and Fatah.
Just to work together.
Yeah, man.
Because in the end they don't work together.
Because there's a lot of selling out.
That's the thing. Yeah.
There's treason, man. I think treason is the #1 biggest concern.
It's terrifying, because even though, look at this, I always thought as a child not to talk about this, and even though I'm talking to you now, maybe I trust you. So far I trust you, but the thing is, a small thing in my mind saying, "What if?" You know?
Of course.
Because this is how I was raised. Like, what if, maybe. Yeah. So.
No, there's a lot of cowardice here too.
Exactly. These coward motherfuckers would just put your ass in jail for saying nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Talking about politics shouldn't be an issue, but it is.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get shot. You shouldn't get assassinated for talking about normal things.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, then. Just.
That's how wrong it is. That's how oppressed and fucked up shit is here.
But the thing is, they don't get along politically.
Yeah.
But normally they should. Like I have friends from Fatah, I have friends from Hamas. That's the thing. When I say Hamas, people think, oh, people with guns, people like terrorists and shit, who just belong to the political party. They're not aggressive. They don't have weapons.
Israel prefers the PA over Hamas, right? Israel prefers Fatah over Hamas.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
They fear Hamas, Israel. They know it'll bring more concern, cause for concern.
Because they know Hamas will retaliate.
Yeah, and they know Hamas has religion and God behind it too, which gives a lot of these bastards courage like no other.
Exactly. It's easy to send somebody to kill themselves if you tell them you're going to go to heaven and doing it.
That doesn't happen that much anymore, does it? Suicide bombing. It used to happen a lot during the Intifada.
Back in the day, because it was one of the only things we had back then. Because if somebody kills your entire family,
Suicide bombing, wow.
If somebody kills your entire family, it's easy to convince you. Just like, you know what, go take a fucking bus, fall out of them.
Yeah.
But nowadays, we have stabbing.
Happens. Why doesn't the suicide bombing still happen?
Because it's not a good thing. The Palestinian Authority is against it, and it's not a good thing.
So they've changed the ideology of that sort of heroism.
Listen. The thing is, we're against the army. We're not against. Okay, like I get it. The concept of Israelis, we get it. But the thing is, most of us are not against the Jews who live in the area itself, because they're just normal people who just want to eat and just eat hummus. As long as you can, they want to eat. They want to live their lives, and I get it. They're doing this because the government sometimes just forces them to live there and pays them to live there. But I'm not with going to stabbing like a random person who's in the street, because in the end the army attacks us, not the normal people in the streets who just want to cook. You know what I mean?
But a lot of these normal people
become the army in the future.
In the army, yeah.
This so it becomes complicated. I don't know. I'm not with killing innocents, but in the end we had innocents killing from like minna from us, a lot of us.
Yeah.
So it's just confusing.
It becomes retaliation and revenge.
Exactly. And even the concept of becoming a pacifist just sounds like a pussy move.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go and kill yourself. You don't want to go, because in the end, I'll tell you why. It's not easy, because now there's consequences. If you go do shit to them, they would come destroy your house.
Yeah.
They might not kill your family, but they will destroy the fucking house you live in. And then what are you going to do? Everything in Palestine is expensive. Most of these houses, they go from family to family, so we don't build the house.
That's another thing. They make shit expensive in Palestine, and they make the economy fucked up.
Customs and shit like that. Everything is expensive. Even though there's a Palestinian guy called Ali. He doesn't have, he just goes with Ali. And he has a website that basically you can buy stuff from.
Yeah.
And he's now living in Jordan, and sometimes travels to Egypt.
Yeah.
His thing is basically to make it easier for Palestinians to buy things.
Wow.
Abroad. And even though he does this, like he was well connected, if you buy anything, you have to wait a couple of months for it to reach you, and even though it can be reached in a week.
Yeah.
That's because it stays with the Israelis for like a month.
Yeah. Because
we have to examine it. And even, what did you order? A vase or something. So yeah, more questions, because we're getting deep into this.
Wow. So they run the economy. We're fucking with shekels. There's no longer a Palestinian currency. It's a shekel.
Exactly. Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you think violence is good and non-violence is good? In some regards, it should be both, right?
It's.
Because what is non-violence if you're in a forest and nobody's there to actually, video camera it and see the non-violence?
I know.
Anyways.
I'll tell you why, because I think violence is not the right answer, because we're weaker than them. Yeah. I hate to say this, but believe me, it's true.
Yeah.
They have, like, if we end up, fighting a small amount of them, they have enough weapons to wipe us out. So it's not a fair fight.
Not possible.
People call it the struggle or the fight between Israelis and Palestinians. It's not. It's an occupation.
Yeah.
We don't have... It's a fight if it's a fair fight. If we have the same thing, but it's not a fight. It's not a struggle. It's a struggle, but it's more of an occupation. It is an occupation.
Yeah. It's a prison.
Where somebody, like the strong, takes over the weak, and thus we move on. Okay, more questions, please. Suleiman. Mommy, come on. Come on. هيا بنا let's نفعلها.
What role As a wife.
How the wife? What are you doing, man?
So,
Are you kidding me? What are you gonna do?
that's some funny shit. I wanted to ask girls these questions, actually.
I can answer some. Like you
Alright.
know what? I can answer most of these questions on behalf of the women because that's how we do things in Palestine. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I've dealt with enough women to know these answers.
Do
Continue.
these women want a more traditional role as far as the family unit goes, or do they want a more modern role? They want to stay at home, or a lot of them want to work as well and then come home and cook?
Contrary to common beliefs, women in Palestine, especially the younger generation, wants to work,
They're ambitious.
wants to travel, wants to do things, but their mothers most of the time just want them to become housewives,
Wow.
saying, "Oh, you're not going to take care of your family." But that's the thing. A lot of them actually want to become housewives,
Yeah.
and I don't get it because in the end, like you go to university, but it's strange.
So,
What else?
their family does hold them back, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
And your family holds you back
Some of it.
sometimes, yeah?
Because if you get to choose between family and anything else, sometimes you have to choose family.
Yeah,
It's difficult.
shit. Do you know that some Jews are pro-Palestine?
Yes, indeed. Weirdly enough, I met one of them today. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, yes.
What is your opinion about these Jews who are pro-Palestine?
Okay, my personal opinion, I love these people. Because in the end, they have more shit than us. Because they should be with them, but they're not with them, and so in the end, they're not accepted by their own people. But I would say, well, what's the point? It's not the most clearest point there is.
Yeah.
I got lost. Repeat the question.
Yeah, what is your opinion about these Jews who are pro-Palestine?
Yes. Going back to the opinion. My opinion doesn't matter in this case. I'll tell you why.
Mm.
Palestinians. My personal opinion doesn't matter because I'm just one guy. It should matter, but we need more power for this. But most Palestinians, a lot of Palestinians don't believe this. Like they know, they know this rabbi, for example, says that Israel shouldn't exist. Right? I'm just saying this rabbi said this, not me. I don't want to go to jail. God, I fucking hate this. I don't want to be scared saying shit like this. It's just true. But yeah, even if a rabbi says this, it should happen. But we still think, oh, he's a Jew, and they're all the same.
True.
So, I think it needs more understanding of people, basically. Continue, please.
The occupation on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rank it? 1 being worst, 10 being it's a great occupation, it's all good.
Great occupation. What is it, 60s? I don't know, it's difficult, man. Like, I would say...
What are the biggest factors, inhibitors of the occupation? It's hard for businesses to expand. It's hard to import and export goods. What else? There's lack of maneuverability.
Investments.
Investments.
It's difficult to invest anything in Palestine, which is killing the economy. So I guess in Nablus, it's not as bad as it was. But I would still say the occupation takes a good solid 6. I mean, no, if you're saying 1 is the worst, a good solid 3.
Wow.
Or a 4, yeah.
So it's tough. It's rough.
It's still rough. Like, because even though Nablus is supposed to be safe, they still come to the areas around you. They still take your cousins. They still hit you. They still do this. And you know what? I might get in trouble for this as well. But alhamdulillah. Anyway,
why would you get in trouble for saying this?
Anyway, anything. Apparently saying anything about anything gets people in trouble these days. Where's free speech? That's right, we're not America. More questions.
This is like Socrates, you know, Socrates was
Socrates.
killed because for corruption of the youth's minds, you know? And he was speaking from reason and...
Yeah, the thing is he was a philosopher, man.
Yeah.
Philosophers don't give straight answers. They just give you nothing specific. They just give you something and you have to think about it. And sometimes the youth just I don't know. What do you think? If everything you know sometimes ends up being a lie, everything you grew up with just becomes a lie, and sometimes you have to rebel against it. Rebel.
Of course. Injustice is injustice, right? It's not gray, it's black and white. It's either an injustice or it's not.
Indeed, indeed.
The Jews are kind people. They let you have ice cream shops and malls.
What? I need more translation of this question. Are you kidding me? Say this again. Say this again.
The Jews are nice. They let you have ice cream shops and malls. You can go to the movies.
Oh, fucking kidding me. God, see this shit. This normal question is fucking
I meant to put
yeah.
that question so I could see
your reaction.
the pain of the reactions.
The thing is, fuck that shit. We don't talk about it, and we shouldn't, but we will anyway. It's not the Jews, it's the fucking government.
Yeah.
God damn it, man. You want a reaction, you want me to get angry. I knew I was a true Palestinian when I ended up eating a shit ton of hummus and just waking up with it in my face. Alhamdulillah. Palestinian to the bone, baby. Continue, please. Come on, Suleiman.
They say Nabulsi women are some of the strongest in the whole of Palestine and even in the Middle East. Have you heard this before? Nabulsi women are strong.
I would say Nabulsi women are more desired than other Palestinian women.
Wow.
Because of the accent, they seem more
authentic.
No, they seem more like Syrian women and Lebanese women from the accent. They have soft Arabic accent.
Oh.
So a lot of guys from other villages, other cities, just end up wanting to marry other Nabulsi women.
Wow.
But they are very
so
hard-headed.
Feminine.
Yeah, they're very feminine, but they're very hard-headed, and you have to kind of win her over every day to keep her with you.
Wow.
Now, they're loyal, obviously, but you have to win them over. You have to prove that you're worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is not easy, because sometimes you just want somebody to stay with you, to be with you with the hard and the good and the weak.
Yeah.
You have to win them over. And
you need a ride or die chick.
Exactly.
Not a chick who wants to be convinced that Habib is there. Yeah, fuck that.
So I'm not saying anything except this. They're more desirable because of their accent, because they seem like they're more feminine, probably in that specific kind of way. Continue, please.
What are the characteristics of their strengths, if they are strong women?
Okay. Some of these are not good.
They're very religious, some of them, yeah. They're authentically religious.
Most of them are very religious.
Not hypocritical.
No. So most of them are religious. A lot of them take the hijab if they want to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because the families of the Nabulsi in Nablus are not the same as in villages.
Mm.
You get more freedom in Nablus.
Yeah.
So if she just feels not religious, she would just take it off. Some fathers would just get angry, obviously, and would force them again. But other than that, it's okay.
Mm.
Aspects, high-pitched voices.
Oh,
If they scream, they would fucking make you deaf.
Wow.
So yes, you have to learn how to control them. Not control them, but how to persuade them to do things with you instead of forcing them to do with them.
Yeah.
What else?
Is it easy for a Palestinian woman to marry an American man or no? If he was Muslim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muslim American men are more of a desirable thing here.
Yeah.
For example, a woman, it doesn't matter if she's Arabic, Indian, Pakistani, any of it, white, black, anyway, it doesn't matter. If you're a Muslim and you are originally American, you're more of a high commodity.
Yeah.
Some of it has to do with the Agency, the green fucking paper, baby, green card. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that reputation.
Reputation.
Yes, my daughter married an American man. He's a Muslim as well, so he's better than fucking everybody here.
Wow.
My son married an American woman.
Yeah.
And my khali. So I have an uncle. So we have khal and uncle from my mother's side. um, which is her brother basically. He married an American Arab woman, American Palestinian woman.
Yeah.
And they're so happily like living together. But my uncle from my father's side ended up marrying a Bulgarian woman.
Wow.
She's not Muslim,
Yeah.
and she kind of made him not teach his children any Arabic
Wow.
and not become Muslim. So even though his children sometimes come and visit, but they're still foreign to us. They don't speak
Yeah.
Arabic. They don't share their religion, the culture, nothing.
Wow.
So it's just different. I don't know.
You know, I've heard stories of guys marrying American women and then divorcing them and leaving those American women heartbroken just so they could get, the passport.
Motherfuckers exist everywhere.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, a lot of them end up marrying these girls and then just taking them for granted.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Is it easy for these Palestinian women to then move to America, or do they still want their daughters to stay here if they do marry an American Muslim man?
It's easy.
It's easy, really.
It is really.
A lot of them want them to stay here, though, right? I mean,
You want your son to stay where he is, but you want your daughter to move to her husband's house.
oh god, even if that's in America, in her
It doesn't matter.
family.
I have one of my good friends. His sister is marrying a Palestinian with an American. Like he's basically grew up in the U.S.
Yeah,
So he came to take her, and that's it. The family even specifically says that we will not do this and this until you take our daughter to the U.S.
wow.
So it's easier to go. They want their daughter to go to live in the U.S.
So I'm so lucky, yeah. I was born in America.
You might get more proposals around here.
Does a guy receive proposals?
Well, if you're in the market,
Really?
but you're not in the market.
Yeah,
You're just here chilling.
yeah.
But if you say like you have to talk to the right women
Yeah,
who would be like, this guy is looking for this.
gotcha.
You have to have like money and like you have to say that you're an eligible husband, because in Palestine, I hate to say it, but it's kind of true. It is really materialistic.
Yeah,
It's about the money.
yeah,
It's not enough to have a simple wedding with people you simply know. No, you have to invite every fucking buddy.
fuck that.
You have to have a car. You have to have an apartment. You have to have a work visa or just work.
Mm. I was speaking to a friend. She's a girl, and she said that some of these married Muslim women text other guys as well.
Oh shit. The infidelity.
Emotional support, emotional intimacy. Doesn't mean she's fucking those other guys she's texting, but she is.
It is as bad as cheating.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah,
I'm gonna say it's worse. I'll tell you
Yeah.
why. People say, "Oh, but she didn't kiss him. She didn't." The thing is, if they have been talking, let's say we've been married for 5 years, or you've been talking to this guy for 3 years, you build a connection. You probably is more love than the one we have.
Yeah.
This is worse than cheating, because I'll tell you, if I leave her anytime she wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You already got the other guy.
Exactly.
Because if it was only fucking, you would ditch and that's it. She would feel regret because because I hurt him.
There's no emotional
Because
connection
she's been replacing your emotional connection with this emotional connection.
there. Yeah.
And that shit is fucking, it will hurt you, it will kill you, man. Because everything you did with her would be like fake.
Yeah.
Like, did she love me for real, or just she doing this because
Yeah,
of this?
no, it's so easy for a woman to tell a guy, I love you, and for the guy to believe it and say it back with true heart. You know?
I know, because sometimes it's just weird to say this, but yes, sometimes guys tend to be naive about love.
Yeah.
Because if you love her, you just feel it, you love her.
Yeah.
But sometimes, and I just said sometimes, and I'm not a fucking sexist, women tend to love with their brains.
Yeah.
Like, she says she loves you, but she wants a guy with a stable job.
She wants something out of that, yeah.
It's not something out of it. She just wants somebody. It's basically biology, you know what I mean? Like, she wants somebody with a good job, good house, good car, everything, where he can provide, a good provider. And so they think with their brain, as long as you're at the status she married you at,
Yeah.
she's gonna stay with you.
Mm.
Most of them, if you're lowered, let's say you lost a car, your apartment, you stopped paying rent for it, you lost it. After a while, she will just ditch you to find somebody who would maintain that lifestyle she's used to.
Yeah.
So that's
What it is, man. That's what the females are.
I don't know, man. It's just complicated. We can't say all girls are like this, all females are like this, but a good portion of them are like that.
Yeah. The whack ones. Good portion of them are whack, yo.
A lot of men
There's
just
not a
want
lot
sex as well. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of Palestinian men just marry because of sex.
True.
But the thing is, you get stuck with the responsibility. And that's why you end up hating your spouse.
And yourself, yeah.
Exactly.
You end up fucking your
'Cause you're
own
like-
life over just to bust a nut.
Exactly. You're like,
Yeah.
I haven't had sex. This is probably I'm beginning my 30s, right? I get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, sex for a year, 2 years.
Get tired of that pussy after a while.
It's not that, you get just bored.
Yeah, bored.
Because it's the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
Some people make it work. Because
Yeah.
they both have the same understanding, but others just don't. Because at the end, she feels like it's her duty to do this.
Yeah.
He feels like, I'm a man, I have to prove myself. And after a while, it just fades, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if it was a fire, it already fucking faded a long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, cheating is never okay, but I think emotional cheating, if you call it, if you're not in an open relationship or one of those West concepts, it's really worse.
Yeah.
Because if you got her cheating face to face, you can just tell her to fuck off. But you can be cheating with that guy for years and then ask you for divorce and just straight up jump to that guy.
And
You're like, holy shit, who's this guy?
you're left in the
Exactly. You're left
ocean without a life jacket.
Exactly. You're left
Yeah.
there. She would take your shit and leave. The cool thing about Palestine is we don't have the same policy as the U.S.
Yeah.
So they say the U.S. has the rates of 50% what do you call it, divorce?
Yeah.
Almost 50%. It's because it seems not fair to do this, but yes, mostly it's because of cheaters, people who cheat, and mostly because a lot of women want money.
Yeah.
So she ends up marrying you, a gold digger as you call her. She ends up marrying you, staying with you for 3 months, a year, 2 years, and then taking your money and leaving, or waiting for you to die if you're so old. So the concept here doesn't exist. She cannot take your money.
In America, the woman gets the money, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She takes half of your money, even if it's a normal divorce.
100% of the time.
Most of the time.
Unless you signed a prenup.
Exactly. Even if you sign a prenup and she has a better lawyer, she still takes your money in the U.S.
Wow.
Not all of it, just half of the money. And exactly.
Even with a prenup.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
If she has a
How is
better
that
lawyer,
possible?
if she has a better lawyer, she can convince the jury that that I did this. I helped with the house. I sacrificed my career because of this.
Wow.
If I don't take anything, I'm going to be left in the street, blah,
Comes
blah,
down
blah.
to persuasion.
Exactly. And if you win the jury, you win the case.
Yeah.
It's just
fucked
fucked up.
Yeah, a lot.
Palestine is not the same, man. Believe me.
So what's it like here?
In Palestine, you have...
You need a shitload of money to get married. You need like
Exactly.
$50,000,
Exactly. Not
Okay.
50,000. Well,
30,000, 20,000.
yeah, a normal wedding would be like 25.
Okay.
Maybe 30.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very expensive.
And then what happens?
So we have dowry.
Yeah.
You know, the concept of dowry is
Sharia
Muslim
law.
culture. Exactly. Not the Sharia law itself, but yeah, the dowry concept.
Okay.
You pay a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And if you divorce her, there's two concepts. Now, if she asks for divorce, she does not take the dowry that she's supposed to take after the divorce.
Wow.
If
So
she
she
asks-
can't divorce out of selfishness.
Exactly.
She has to divorce out of a true, sincere
Exactly.
issue because she's not getting shit out of the divorce if she
If
leaves.
he divorces her, he has to pay at least the amount of money they agreed to pay upon
Yeah.
before. So it's
Yeah.
probably 5,000 dinars or less
Okay.
that the family agrees on. So in the end, she can't take anything. There's a specific amount of money. Like if you have this money saved, that's it. She can't take your house. She can't take your car.
That's it. So
That's it.
So I should marry a Palestinian woman for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
America will fuck me over if I marry the wrong bitch.
I'm gonna say this: the system in the U.S. is biased towards women. They say, "Oh, sexism and shit," but believe me, it is. Custody battles are won by women. Women get less sentences in jail for the same shit that men do.
Yeah.
But in Palestine, fucked up shit is you don't win the custody ever as a man.
So it always goes to the woman, the children.
It goes to the mom. Even if she dies, it goes to her mother.
Yeah.
Even if she dies, it goes to the family.
Gotcha.
At the end of they all fucking died, you get the children. So
You get to visit the children.
of
though,
course,
right?
they're your old children, unless you're a violent, abusive motherfucker who hits everybody.
Gotcha. So wow, marriage in Palestine is a lot more better for a man.
It's better for both, but
For both.
I'll tell you why.
It's more
Because
sincere and honest.
it is exactly because if she knows. She can't leave that easily. She can't take your half of your house or half of your
Yeah,
car
so
that
it's-
easily. She would try to win this relationship.
True. She would fight for it.
Exactly. Because in the end,
And it's also a smear if she is divorced, right?
yeah, it's a stupid thing in the culture because divorce is a shameful thing towards men and women, but mostly
I
women.
mean, at that point, she's been defiled. She lost her virginity to a man. She's been with that man. I mean, me being a man who's ready to marry brand new, I don't want to marry a divorced woman.
This is the thing.
So it makes it like life tough on
Listen,
her.
listen. Like I said, you have your
Whereas in
opinion.
yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with the concept of how you described it.
So how would you reframe it?
Exactly. You're saying brand new. They're not products, man. I respect that. We should try to win them over by saying some shit, but
Yeah,
in the end, a woman is not by her vagina only. It's not.
of course.
But culture, not religion, not culture, makes it that way.
Yeah.
If she's divorced, then she lost the sincere thing that every man wants in her.
It's also a defilement of emotion. It's not a clean slate
exactly,
emotionally nor
It's never easy.
physically.
Exactly. Even if she's a widow as well.
Yeah.
I get why a lot of men want to marry a new woman, as you call
Want a
her,
fresh slate.
and a lot of women want to marry a new man here.
Of course. And it says in the Quran, those who have fornicated go with the fornicators.
Exactly,
those who have
yeah,
not
yeah.
are not.
But I guess in the US it's kind of different. You want somebody with experience. Like a woman sometimes wants a guy with experience, and a guy doesn't necessarily want a girl with experience, but experience is good. In Palestine, we don't do that. Experience means you're a fornicator.
Cool.
Experience means you did this and that, and just a bunch of shit. What else? How many questions do I have left, man? Gonna have to probably go. Oh shit! I got a message. توجيه نهائي. تنبيه أول لكم توجيه نهائي لكم
Cool. So yeah.
تنبيه.
You've signed contracts and everything here, right? Of course. So $25,000. The women here are religious. That's good. You could also, check your woman's phone to make sure, if she's
doing this
talking
and
with
that.
other
The thing
guys.
is, man, what's the point of being with somebody if you don't trust them?
Yeah, of course. That's another thing. How long does it usually take for you to get to know somebody before you can end up marrying them? Suppose I'm interested in a woman. I can get to know her for 3 months is the average time before you're expected to actually marry? Or
Yeah, 3 months.
the fuck is 3 months though, man?
Exactly.
And you don't even live with her or travel with her.
Nothing.
You're seeing her good side all 3 fucking
Yes,
months.
you see, a lot of people hate to talk about this because they say 3 months is enough, but it's never enough because you only see the sugar, man.
Yeah.
You only see the sweet, sweet treatment of her saying this, and also she will demand things. Not a lot of them, not all of them, but a good amount of Palestinian girls would demand things from you.
Like
a new phone.
A new phone,
A new phone would be nice.
It's a more traditional setup. They're coming to
if
you as your daddy to fucking pay for some of their shit, yeah?
If you love me, you would get me a new phone. If you love me, you would take me only to the finest restaurants in town.
They want that shit?
Not all of them, but the ones you know, if you've been in the culture for a while, you know. Because it's shameful to take your fiancé to this place or that place. But in the end, like I said, it's just a cultural thing. You can change as much as you can, but it's still very shameful. Also, I think I got one of these. I took tanbih. What's tanbih?
Tanbih? What is it?
Like a warning.
Oh.
Anyway, continue. Wait, let me show you some of my messages. I don't know, because I usually get a shit ton of messages from random people. For example, look at this. In Al-Najah, there's these people.
Yeah.
Kutla Islamiyya, they're religious.
Yeah.
Hamas.
Wow.
They contact every student in university.
Wow.
To go to their events.
Wow.
And the same with Fatih as well. Like I have enough stuff with Fatih, like this one, for example. So are we done or do we have more?
Suppose, I move with this woman to America. Am I now under the legal marriage laws in America? Or what? Or is she just the person who's living with me in America? How does that relationship of marriage transition into America from that?
Right.
Do you know?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
It's Muslims refuse to change it.
Yeah.
The laws of marriage, according to Islam, stay the same. And if you do anything in the U.S. to change it by saying, oh, you're a woman, you should take half of his shit, you're a bigot. You're considered a bigot. So in the end, ask any Muslims who live there. They can tell you the same rules.
So she would have to hire a lawyer. She would have to hire a lawyer if she wants to change it up. Yeah.
But if she does, she's going to get shamed from the entire family.
Got you.
She'll choose shame over this or over that.
So it doesn't happen automatically. You don't just go to America and then bam. No, you got to sign papers if she's going to take half of your shit. To say that we're now under the legislation of American divorce.
Palestinian Muslim women don't do it as much, believe me.
Good.
Unless she's a gold digger.
Yeah, and you can tell. You can
tell, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, okay, we all have pet peeves, but believe me, one of the things I hate is the concept of this. If I'm with you, and you only want to hang out with me if we go to fancy places, that would just, even if you're attractive like this, it makes you less attractive. Because in the end, what, you only like for more money? What about... Yeah.
Personality is the true thing that creates love, you know?
I'm just saying, of course people are attracted to each other, sometimes based on looks.
Yeah.
If you find somebody beautiful, attractive, you go with them.
Yeah.
But believe me, a good personality is hard to come by, man. Okay, more questions.
Wow, it is hard to come by, yeah?
It is.
Shit.
You have to get to know somebody. And even behind that...
Do you think that woman...
Let's
turn this off real quick.